Mandy, it's such a joy to be able to do the very first reading for someone that I've never met before. Would you like to tell my audience a little bit about how you found me and whereabouts you live in the world, lovely?
I found you when I was going through personal crisis a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And so I guess you popped up on the suggestions, and when I when I listened to a couple of your videos, something struck me. Like, oh, like that feels true. And none of my family or friends around have said anything like that. So I just want to dig in a little deeper. I live in Southern California, and that's how I found you, YouTube.
Lovely. Well, I think what's really lovely about this reading is that my clairsentient empathic gifts allow me to truly witness another soul. So your personal private suffering is something that we almost find it really difficult to share with other people because we were alone when it happened. We do a thing where we can kind of trick ourselves into thinking it didn't happen. And one of the sacred roles that I'm here to perform is to truly see people in their truth, both their hardship and suffering, but also their light and their luminosity and the brightness and beautiful of who they really are. So what I've tuned into for your reading for today are elements of your spiritual gifts. I really want to confirm them for you because I want you to be able to trust yourself. We're also going to be talking about the sacred reflections of your soul purpose. So we're going to be talking about the things that you did as a little girl, like as a 3-year-old you were doing this, and as a beautiful gray-haired, mature woman, you're going to be doing the same thing. Where we do it and exactly how we do it changes, but the nature of it stays the same.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about your personal challenges. And remember, every human being has been through suffering. I'm going to say it in the most respectful and honorable way that I can. And I really want to witness that that was real for you and that that has given you amazing capacity in a certain area, but it's also given you an imbalance. And so as I witness that, I want you to hold yourself in a lot of love and just be really honest with me about how it feels inside. It's so exciting to be doing this. Thank you so much for being willing. And I want everyone who's listening to this replay right now to really give Mandy a big shout out and let her know if this resonated with you and really give her kudos for showing up. This is the first time and I'm just really, really proud of her. I'm really, really thankful. So as we're going along, Mandy, feel free to cut in and talk over me and ask any questions. If there's anything that surfaces for you that you'd like more clarity on, or if you want it put in a different way, I'm very good at kind of twisting things until the words make sense to you. And you want this feeling of it kind of gently kind of drifting down into your belly and then kind of really making itself at home in your inner world. That's a good reading for me. So I don't presume to know anything, although I am reading you and telling you about yourself. I'm offering my own reflections from my imperfect mortal self, and so please don't need to think that it's right. And if it doesn't feel right, please tell me freely.
Okay.
All right, we're diving in. So let's confirm your spiritual gifts. Every human being has spiritual gifts. These are our connections with the higher realms, the heavens, whoever we believe is the ultimate creator. And for you, you are clairsentient. And what that means is clear knowing. So where some people are maybe clairvoyant, where they see images in their mind that tell them the truth, you feel feelings in your belly that tell you the truth. Is this right when you hear me say it?
I know something's going on in my stomach these last couple of weeks, and like something wants to be released, but it just feels like sickness right now.
Okay.
But I think it is connected to something that's just trying to be noticed, and I haven't really pinpointed yet what that is.
Okay, great. One of the big misconceptions with clairsentience is that we all have feelings and that the feelings that you're getting are just private and they're related to you. But the sense and the feelings that you're getting are related to people around you. Key family members are where you will get the clearest guidance. Close friends, anyone that you love and care for, you will notice that when they're talking to you, you almost have an undeniable impression of what they need to do or what the truth is in that moment. Does that resonate as you hear me describe it in more detail?
A scale 1 to 10, it's a 10.
Okay, great. And honestly, the big challenge with clairsentience is you go, how come I know what's right for them and I don't know what's right for me? It's kind of aggravating, right? And The truth is that it's your love for these people that allow you to set aside all of your fear and doubt, right? And you're not saying, oh, wait on, I'm getting a feeling, you should do this. You don't do that. It's very intuitive. It's very natural. People know that you do this all the time. So when you do it, it's just who you are, and they've already accepted you and embraced you. So they find it easy to hear, even if it is a little, quote unquote, not normal.
I think it depends who it is that either accepts it or rejects it.
That's it. Now, when it comes to discerning what is right for us in our own internal world, we have all of our past pain, we've got our own fears, we've got our own ego with all of its rules about the things that happened in the past and the ways that we can avoid repeating that pain. So I just want to give you a bit more compassion that your awareness of cleansentient guidance for yourself will be most clear at night. So if you really want to get a little bit of awareness around the next step or what's really the truth of a situation, only ask at night. You won't have the same clarity during the day, although in saying that, clarity for friends and family in the day is there, even if you don't want it to be. Does that... I got to sing that because it's like, you know, when you know something and you're not even asking, and then you're almost duty bound to somehow slip it into the conversation.
There has been a weird instance, only one time that I can remember, that I was kind of wrestling with the question, like, because I have 4 kids.
Yeah.
And I wrestled with the question, what am I supposed to do with my life? I do have all these kids and I'm raising them, but what about when that's done? And so I was wrestling with this for weeks and weeks. And this was a couple of years ago. So, but it felt like it was my own grievance. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? So once I couldn't find any good answer in like 3 weeks of wrestling with it. So then I'm at Starbucks and a lady, a stranger, she's like, oh, your girls are so cute. Oh, thank you. So then she starts saying, oh, I applied to Cal State wherever, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I said, oh, I kind of got clarity on that for myself. I'm already good at what I'm going to do. So I kind of put her at ease, like, whatever you're going to do, you're already good at it. I was like, oh my gosh, was I wrestling like for her?
Okay, great. You know, you're talking into one of the main parts of your purpose, and I'm going to tell you what it is now. Listen to this. You champion others. You support them, affirm them, and advocate for them. Now, what has happened, and this is really common for my whole tribe, is that we attract our own sacred reflections. Okay, we're almost magnetized by people who are in our situations. All of a sudden, she's there. You're like, sister, I know what you're going through. Let me tell you what you need. But in that moment that you're relaying it, there's also almost a sense of warmth or tingles, right? That you know.
I wasn't totally aware of stuff yet. So maybe there was, and I hadn't gone through my personal crisis yet. Okay. So maybe if that comes around again, I'll notice, oh, am I feeling something? But thinking back, I don't remember feelings, but maybe they were there and I just couldn't identify them.
Okay, this is really good, and I really want to encourage you that it's so natural for you to spout wisdom to other people. And one action I'd love to encourage you to take is really start listening to that wisdom yourself. You will find telling other people the truth is far easier than telling yourself the truth. Supporting others is way easier than supporting yourself. Okay, that's going to be a big theme for the reading today, by the way. I want to come back and just underline 2 other gifts for you. One is, yes, you're an empath, which means you do know the truth of the emotional situation within someone else. Always. Okay. When it's very similar to yours, you're going to find that difficult to look at. Okay. But everyone else's mess is preferable to your internal mess. Am I right?
Yeah, well, like I was telling you, I think we just attract a certain type of person. So it's kind of, it feels like, oh, I know your story. Like, I've been there.
I've been there. And this is wonderful for you, okay? The third gift that is dominant for you is what they call clairaudience, which is clear hearing. So if you've ever felt that you've heard a whisper, a word, a sentence, right? You're smirking deliriously. Is this resonating when you hear me say it?
Yes, very much so. And I think that's woken up more so in the last maybe year or 2, probably since the personal crisis.
Yeah.
And I was going through some torment a few nights ago, and the word that popped in my head was Salome. And I didn't know what in the world that was, so I look it up, and in Hebrew it means peace.
Wow.
So being Christian, like, oh my gosh, like Jesus is talking to me. He's telling me
Yeah,
Salome.
absolutely he is. And it's really important that you understand that first and foremost, our gifts are here to reassure us that we are worthwhile, that we are loved, that we are known, and that we are guided. Okay, that we're not haplessly or helplessly placed in difficult situations without having that divine support. So I can really feel you receiving that, and it makes me really happy for you. Okay,
Yeah.
because that, yeah.
I think the hard part for me is just stopping in that turmoil state and remembering, wait, I don't have to carry all this.
Beautiful.
Because it feels so natural to do that.
Yeah, that's like, let's keep going. Because so your purpose is to champion others, and we spoke about that involves support, affirmation, advocacy. You're like, you can do it, right? Am I right? This is your mantra with other people.
It is, but I think I have to feel close to them to be able to get to that level.
You have to love them. It has to come from real love. It's
Yeah.
not easy to kind of really advocate for someone to themselves beyond their doubt and their challenges. So, you know, we are our most authentic selves with the people we have the most love and honesty and openness with. Okay, so you're your most self with the people you love the most. Second part of your purpose here is to compassionately witness. Now, what that means is that your whole life, you know when other people are suffering, you see into their world far more clearly than others can see into their worlds, and that you're privy to the suffering of others, that it's like there's a veneer that other people can't see past that you can, right?
I think so, but I wonder, like, how is this not obvious to someone else?
Right?
And
and that's why I'm here to point it out, that what happens for someone who is meant to be a compassionate witness is that you really do tend to think that humans are selfish, that they're completely self-preoccupied, and that they're so arrogant and rude to be so inconsiderate. Have you ever thought that
I'd say
about
for a certain
humans?
population, yes. I try not to make that my way of thinking, but I know, yes, of course, I've thought, like, how could blankety blank do blankety blank?
That's right. And what I want to point out is that you have a capacity that disallows you from being arrogant and cruel to other humans that other people don't have. So I want to kind of glory that this is your true nature. And it means that other people's behavior can be quite confusing to you. Okay. But I just want to glory that this is a sacred part of you, and I want to honor and respect it. Okay. Because it's a privilege. It's a privilege to perceive suffering because you're perceiving the truth.
Right. And I kind of struggle with that because I feel like, of course, a lot of the issues that I'm trying to work through, I feel like hypervigilance is one of them. But of course, it's brought on by abuse and suffering. So yes, I have a gift, but how was this gift brought about? Like, it's not so awesome. But
yeah, I love the transparency that you're sharing of where you're at with this, because it feels like a burden, right? So I'll read into this
part. I'm not trying to be a doormat. I want to be able to witness compassionately, but where's the point where I stop giving because no one's giving back? Not no one, but not very many.
Okay, listen to this. This was the part I was told to witness in you, that you are generous and giving, sacrificing what you want to help other people get what they want.
All the time.
All the time. And I'm here to witness that this is real, okay, and that a lot of people close to you don't know you're doing this.
Well, and just today, a couple of hours, I was thinking, I don't know why, it just popped in my head, I'm not very generous. But knowing, like, like, yes, there's this inner critic that's telling me, like, you're not good enough, you're not okay, you're all wrong, you have all these issues.
Okay, let's go to that part. So one of your core challenges, and I'm so glad that I wrote these notes down prior to starting this reading, because it helps comfort me to be able to feel this beautiful connection with you and see that I wrote down that you are not made to feel special or important. Now, you are loved, you're cherished, and you're provided for, but the sense of feeling really special and really important, it wasn't there. And when I use those words, do they reach your heart, Mandy?
They do. I feel like my specialness has to come from my spiritual guides and my creator, because I can't count on people for that.
That's it.
So I try to keep the the division clear? Like, people can't offer me this.
No, they can't, but you can offer yourself that.
That's what I'm trying to learn.
And that's really wonderful, because you have this incredible way of making other people to feel special and important. Mm-hmm. Okay, so your 3 parts of your purpose were to champion others, compassionate witness, and love others. This is a part of your purpose. One of the things that becomes out of balance with our purpose is that when we're loving people more than our capacity to love ourselves. So it's an incredible ability to make other people feel special and important is what I want you to invest with yourself. But when you feel the discomfort in your tummy and you feel the resistance and the naysaying, I want you to witness and acknowledge that it's natural and normal for someone who hasn't received this to find it super tricky to receive. That doesn't mean you stop giving it to yourself.
Right. I'm remembering a video that I watched of yours that you said, I think because you were so unloved by your mother and so deprived of that, that now you are able to give it so much because you know the pain.
Right? That it's then justified. That because I wanted to deny that that was my pain, that I didn't feel loved by my own mother. And as I denied that pain, and there'll be this level of denial in your past to what you've actually suffered through, that you go, actually, that really happened. Actually, that broke my freaking heart more than anyone can ever know. Therefore, as a witness to myself, I hereby decree that I am willing to extend all the generosity and love and support to myself because I did not receive it from the place where most expect it will come.
Right. And where I think I'm kind of using food for that right now because my pants are pretty tight and I'm thinking, okay, there must be other ways to love myself and treat myself well, not snacks.
Well, and food is the first place because remember our relationship with our mother is to be fed at the breast. The breast is very close to the heart. Food is actually a powerful reflection of love. Okay, so if we didn't feel nurtured and fed by mother, then we go, wow, Mandy, I'm going to get you some food. Come here, babe. I'm going to feed you up. What you want? I'm going to give it to you, you know? And we become really generous with ourselves with food. And you know I have a chronic eating disorder background, 17 years overfeeding, then underfeeding. And the truth is that we have to learn to nurture ourselves in the precise way we need it, which takes discernment, right? And for me, the key was listening. For you, it's witnessing. You listen to yourself. You know how you're feeling. You know what's going on in your inner world, but you're not witnessing. So remember, you know, to witness yourself is to say, Mandy, I see, right, that you felt so unworthy because somebody that had love for other people for some reason chose not to invest it in you. Right? Because you
repeatedly.
Like consistently, right? Over a long period of time. And so what we do is we go, there's something wrong with me that person was unable to extend this to me. Okay.
Right. And then I think that's where I hit my wall a couple of years ago. Like somebody has to place value on me and it's not coming from outside. So I need to turn things around. And of course it shook up lots of lives.
That's it.
But I feel like I'm on my way out.
You are. And I think we think that loving ourselves is going to be this feel-good feeling and we get to, do you know what I mean? You know, it's a wonderful journey, but it's not. It's cringeworthy. It's deeply challenging. And it will make you feel so frightened to invest this love in yourself. And I want to normalize that. Let yourself feel frightened giving it to yourself because you've got to normalize this behavior. So see how having compassion that it wasn't there will actually fuel your willingness to be courageous and overextend that resistance to give it to yourself anyway.
Oh, I think that's what I'm breaking through little by little.
Yeah. Well done.
Where I know it doesn't feel good right now, but eventually it'll balance out and I'll know this is okay.
Beautiful. I love it. You're already on the right track. That's amazing. Listen to this balance. Give to yourself and show yourself how special you are. So that is the guidance that I received for you to really counteract this. So 2 parts of the biggest challenges for you were, once again, that you're not made to feel special or important and that you find it hard to motivate yourself because working hard to help others doesn't feel as good as it once did.
I think my circle has just shrunken to not very many people. So I guess in that way, I'm giving less than I used to.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe giving before was a distraction to not let me see what suffering was happening. And let's just do something for someone else so I don't have to pay attention to the real issues.
Amazing. I heard the term the other day, procrastinating. We procrastinate what we need to do by caring for others. So I'm really, really proud of you for acknowledging this, and really, really important that you're not going to get that same feel-good feeling that you once did by investing in others. It's really time to give to yourself, and then it'll feel more normal. When you're witnessing the suffering of others, remember it's only ever a sacred reflection of your own suffering. So the cringeworthy aspects are only because it's helping you to see deeper within yourself, which is valuable. So permit the cringe is my loving guidance here, Mandy. Let yourself cringe away. Okay, I'm going to finish on your shadow. I love witnessing shadow in others because they are the underdeveloped, rejected, ostracized parts of ourselves that other people judged, that they taught us to fear within ourselves. Okay, you're a powerful advocate, and you speak up and you say, this isn't okay for this person. It's not going down. Not okay. I won't stand for it. But your self-advocacy has been silenced. Right, you're willing.
Oh yeah, I can say definitely. Yeah, that's true.
And you can hold yourself in so much compassion because you understand the background, but it's about turning, the tides and actually going, because I'm such a good advocate and I have advocated for others, I now advocate for myself as much as anyone else. Okay, let's be fair.
Yeah, well, and I'm punished for doing that, which of course kept me from doing that for so long. So now that I don't care about the consequences, there's lots of punishment coming, but I just have to be courageous enough to follow through with this.
Well, that's right. And it's about backing yourself that, any of those toxic relationships, for me, it's about revoking any dependence or reliance on them, because keeping those binding agreements with those people where we know they'll punish us for doing certain things, we just need to revoke any blessings or benefits that we could get from that person, reinvest them in safer places, and slowly over time. Okay.
Right.
Okay, 2 other aspects in your shadow is being self-supportive. We've talked about that, darling heart. Last one is self-backing. That feeling of when someone is strong and completely devoted to you, stands behind you and puts their back up against yours. Okay.
I don't know that feeling, but okay.
Okay. So this would be the feeling I would really invite you to feel from your creator, higher power, anyone that you trust. If that's Jesus Christ, you say, Christ, stand behind me now.
Okay.
We can't be brave beyond the ability that we know we are loved for being who we are. And only He can offer you that if you trust and believe.
Say that again. We can't what?
We can't be courageous any more than we're loved for being who we are. If we don't feel, right, that someone totally adores us no matter what, we can't be courageous and advocate for ourselves, because, right, that fear of punishment, it's just intrinsic within you. It's embedded in your fiber. So you have to engage with such a high level of fear every time you do this. And you have to, right, to change the tides for your life and your children and their children, which is why you've got more power. Now, last few moments is your light shadow. You are a progress machine, and you don't acknowledge it. You're not witnessing that you progress so much and you help other people to progress, but you've largely invested that in other people. And I'm here to say it's okay to advance yourself, knowing that will put you in a better place to help other people advance.
How would I do that?
For me, it's coming back to the self-support, to really honor what you know will nourish and support you, and invest the time, energy, money in investing in those things, whether they cost financial money or not.
Okay.
More of your light shadow is that you are incredibly beautiful and attractive. From one woman to another. Yes. This
yeah, I
light
don't
shadow, the cringe.
accept that
I'm cringing
openly.
right now. But, you know, one of the things for a woman is that when we're not really loved and nurtured, no matter how we look in the mirror and we go, she wasn't loved by that person. Surely there's something wrong with her. But I'm here to witness you're incredibly beautiful and attractive. And it's so unfortunate that that person was so lost and hurt that they couldn't see that. But I can see it as plain as day. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well received. The final light shadow is that you're incredibly discerning. Your ability to tune in and figure out whether somebody is trustworthy and reliable or not is like 100%. 100%. You know this,
Okay.
don't you?
I've had a couple of examples where I blew my own mind, but I couldn't know this 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
And so looking back now, like, oh my gosh, that was spot on.
That was spot on.
So I guess I'm trying to get in sync with that. Like, let me not know this 20 years later. Let me know this now.
Yeah. And so remember, you weren't as aware and conscious of yourself. What happens with enormous pain is that it splits our awareness to be perceptive of our internal world and makes us overly conscious of everyone else. We're just escaping from our own pain, and that was one of the ways that you did it. I did it too. But now it's time to train your awareness and your perception back to your internal world so that you can actually start picking up that you are a progress machine. You can get exactly where you want to go over time. Okay, not everyone is as amazingly powerful and enduring as you, and you've got that. That you are beautiful and attractive, and it's safe to own that. Okay, and that you are discerning. The more you can be aware of that and act as though that is your truth, the more it will be self-validated through your experience.
And then I begin to trust myself the more that I see I'm not trying to be arrogant, but the more that I see that I'm right. Oh, yes, I was right.
So that's it. You know, such an honor to be able to look into you. How are you feeling here at the end of this reading, beautiful one?
I feel good. I don't feel like I'm leaving you with any gaps or like, but what about this? Or who told me that? I feel like it's a summary of probably what I was pretty sure of in myself, but it's nice to hear it verbalized from someone else.
Beautiful. So happy to confirm you. I really hope that this information helps you to trust yourself more. Thank you for allowing me to witness you. Okay. And all my love and blessings are with you for onwards and upwards from here, darling.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, darling.
Bye.